All right, so I know that you want to talk about your book choices, which I'm really excited about.
Yes.
Okay, so what made you want to write choices?
The idea came up before COVID, and we
Mm-hmm.
were kind of talking, and I had some people that contacted me, and they were interested in like a Hills What's Real and What's Fake book.
Right.
And I was like, I mean, I could talk about that. And then they wanted to know more about me. So it kind of evolved into a book that is about my life and what I've been through and the
Right.
choices I've made and where those choices have taken me. And I wanted to do a book that will inspire and help other women because I get so many DMs from what I've been through that they need help or they connected with me and like what I went through touched them. So I was like, I could put all of this information in one place where they could get this. And then, that's kind of what inspired me to do this.
How did you get on the hills?
Okay, so I was actually laying out at the pool where I lived, at the villas before the palazzo. And I was living with two roommates. They were from Kansas, whom I met in the elevator. And I didn't even know them, but I was commuting back and forth from Orange County to LA working as a receptionist at Coyote, which is now Smashbox.
The makeup or the
Yeah.
stuff?
So they have photography. So Coyote, it's a photo studio, and Smashbox, they collaborated. So yeah, they have a photo, movie set, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was the receptionist, and I was living there. We were laying out by the pool, and this guy was walking around. And you kind of get used to these guys who are promoters or this and that. Like, oh, hey, what's your name? You're cute. Where are you from? And it's like, oh, geez, another one.
Yeah.
But it was the producer, Adam DeVello. And he was like, hey, what's your guys' story? You got a great look. Like, what do you do here in LA? And I thought he was this promoter, but he was the producer. And he was looking for friends for Lauren and Heidi in LA.
So you guys were not actually friends?
No, I didn't know them. I didn't know any of them. So I was laying out by the pool with my roommates, and Adam DeVello, who's the producer, walked over to us, and he just started talking, asking, what do you do here? You got a great look, and wanted to know more. And come to find out, he was there scouting not only the villas for Heidi and Lauren to live, but for new LA friends for them. So I kind of gave him my backstory. I worked as a receptionist at Coyote. I'm from Orange County. These are the hot nights and where to go. All my friends were models or actors or in the industry, which he really liked that because it's so LA. And Heidi and Lauren were just moving back down from San Francisco from going to FITM, coming back to LA. So, yeah, I went and I interviewed. And within 2 to 3 weeks, I was filming on the hills. I had no idea what I was getting myself into.
I was obsessed with the hills. Like, you couldn't tell me. I was never missing an episode, and I just had no idea. I thought you guys just knew each other.
No. So Whitney and I did not know them. So Whitney and I were like the two new LA friends.
Okay.
So it became, Heidi and Lauren knew each other from the past on Laguna Beach. And
Right.
I actually never even watched Laguna Beach, so you
had no idea.
No idea, but I was going to auditions for modeling and music videos and acting. So I was like, well, I don't know what reality is, but I'll give it a shot. Maybe it'll help me get comfortable in front of the cameras.
For sure.
Who knows where it'll take me.
Did you have a good experience with it? Do you feel like...
I did, yes. It's brought so many amazing opportunities, and it was hard because I was, barely 19 when we started. And it's like you're living out your life and your mistakes and you're dating, but you're also trying to figure out this filming world with cameras watching you and people listening and telling you what to say or do or guiding you. So it was hard at times.
Do you have a relationship with any of the girls now or any of the people?
Yeah. So I still talk to Brody all the time. Frankie, Kristen, Jason, Ashley.
Jason was like my high school, middle school crush. Like, I loved him.
Jason's the best.
I was like, wow, I just loved him. But I love that you still talk to them. So did you meet them through the show, or did you kind of know them prior?
No.
You met them all through the show?
Yeah. So when we were filming, it was almost like a family because you go through so much together that a lot of people don't understand what you're going through. And just, being picked apart or judged when people don't know the real story, but they only know what they're watching. So we became really, really close and tight-knit.
And how about, do you talk to Lauren at all?
Not really.
No.
No, I saw her and I talk about that a little bit in my book. I
Mhm.
saw her the last time was at Disney on Ice, and she was with her son. And I met her, or not met her, but met her son, and we just kind of caught up a little bit. It was really friendly, but
But no.
Lauren, I feel like, really separated herself
Right.
when she left.
Would you ever do reality TV again?
I mean, is reality TV even reality anymore?
I don't know. I don't know, because I have been on a docuseries for 10 years or 12 years, and
Okay.
there is so much that goes on off camera that
That's
it is
where the story is.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that's the hardest part for me, is like they have to pick and choose what actually gets aired, and then they're missing huge parts of it, and so
Yes.
I think it's really hard. I told them, I said, I'll come back when you guys give me my own show, because that way you don't have to just share my story with 5 other girls. You can
Yeah.
have like 1 hour
Yeah.
and fill in all the blanks. But it's so hard. Like, is there a storyline? Are you going to be a docuseries?
See?
You know?
So you get it.
Yeah,
You totally
yeah,
get it. It's
yeah.
hard. That's, and then I did the Audrina show with my family, and I'll never do a show with my family.
Why?
It really, I feel like it broke our family up for at
Okay.
least a year. And I understand the entertainment value of a reality show.
Totally.
They want drama. It can't always be happy. So, sometimes the showrunners or producers will
Right.
tell you one thing in your ear and tell someone else something. They get you together, give you some booze, and it explodes.
Right. That's their MO. That's what they have to do.
That's it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to your family, it's different, because you're with them all the time, and they don't understand reality TV or the entertainment side of it.
Right.
And some people really get their feelings hurt and take it to heart. So reality TV isn't for everyone. I
No,
feel like
and you can't have thin skin. You have to have thick skin for it.
Oh, yeah. You have to have thick skin.
For
you
sure.
have to brush things off your shoulder. Try not to read all the negative, mean comments. And it's almost like you not live in a bubble, but
Kind of.
you do. You meet people that understand it, and
Yeah.
that's kind of who you stick with.
I still feel like I don't have like friends that understand it. I feel like it might be a little different for you because you live in California. But in Delaware, like, you don't know anyone from Delaware. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, nobody in Delaware understands.
Oh, they don't get it.
They
at
don't get
all.
it. They're like, no. But yeah, I feel like it's very hit or miss. Like, some people have really, really good experiences with reality TV, and then you hear like the horror stories.
Yeah.
So it's never.
It really is hit or miss.
Yeah.
Even on The Hills New Beginnings, we started filming and then we got shut down for 9 months. So right when we were in the groove and the flow, we got shut down. So we had to come up with all these new storylines.
Right.
Because everybody was in different places at that point.
By the time you start filming again.
And then before that, the 6 months we did film, they didn't even use. So we had to film an extra 6 months to get new, exciting, more dramatic footage.
Well, and then it comes down to like payment. Are you guys going to pay me for the work that I did?
No,
or
you
no,
don't
because
get
you don't
paid.
know, because it didn't
Yeah,
air.
I know. So it's
and
hard.
that's another side of it. I don't think that people, when they think of reality TV, they don't ever think of like, it is a job. It is a job. It's work, and you do other things, put them on hold so that you can film and get certain things done. And
Yeah.
I love that you had a good experience though. I feel like mine was, I don't know, I have a love-hate relationship with it.
Yeah, how is yours? Now I want to watch your show.
Because we're both on MTV.
Okay.
So Teen Mom 2 is a little different. I
Uh-huh.
had a baby when I was 17. So it was more like docuseries style.
Okay, I have watched it a little bit.
Yeah. And so it was just like, and my worst moments were filmed, like there was
That's
not like
tough.
a storyline like, here, this is what we're focusing on this season. It was just kind of like whatever happens.
Yeah, you were thrown into it like right off the bat.
And then like we would have these reunions together, but we never filmed together. So it's like, why are we coming? And then there was girls that we didn't like, and like,
That's tough.
yeah. And as I get older, I want to back away from that, and I want to focus on like my family. And so when you're saying you don't want to do a reality show with your family, like, that's what I want.
Oh, see, but if you're in the driver's seat and you're
Right.
a producer on it and you have creative and say in editing,
Right.
like you just have to be hands-on
Right.
and not let
Like
them
the Kardashians.
Yeah, exactly. And not let them edit you and your boyfriend or husband or relationship, and especially your kids. It's so different when it comes to kids on reality.
You're divorced, right? Ex-husband.
Yeah.
Was he never on reality TV?
He filmed on the Hills, the old Hills with me, like maybe 1 or 2 episodes. And
Okay,
that was
because
it.
I don't really remember that much. But I know you had like kind of public divorce.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like our whole relationship was really public. It was really toxic. I mean, it's no secret it was toxic.
Yeah,
There's pictures
same.
of me crying and like,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
and just there's things that are leaked and there's gossip everywhere. And a lot of it, I kept my mouth closed. I never stuck up for myself. I never said what really went on because I didn't want to fuel the fire, keep it going.
Yeah.
So a lot of that I clear up in my book as well.
Well, I'm proud of you for that because I also had a really toxic and public divorce, and I also just never defended myself. Like, he said that I cheated on him and all kinds of wild things that just weren't true, and I just never defended myself because I was afraid that if I say this, then what will he say next?
I
And
feel you.
Yeah.
Because then it never ends.
Never.
Because with certain people, they don't know when to stop. They'll keep going and going.
So are you guys co-parenting now?
I have my daughter 24/7.
Okay.
So, you know, we were trying to co-parent at one point in the past, and it was really, really difficult.
Right.
So now, you know,
just do the best you can.
Yeah, we do the best you can and focus on the love of the child and making your baby girl or your son, like, that's the priority, and that's what you have to focus on to make sure they're loved and they're safe and there's no games in their minds, or like they're not, you know, they're safe and they're living a good, happy life.
Yeah, totally. It's once you get past like the emotional side of it from the relationship and you know it is just about the child, I feel like that's where it gets easier.
It does.
When there's still like emotions involved in the relationship, it's so hard to separate.
Yeah.
So hard.
And there's triggers too. And I've been through a lot of therapy, and I'm, you know, I'm in a very different place now than I was 3 or 4 years ago. I'm way stronger. So now when I read or see certain things that would normally make me start shaking and go back to like freezing and not knowing what to do, like, I'm okay now. And for my daughter, like, I have to be okay, you know? So we've grown a lot together, and I've learned how to separate the two and like keep it all business. This is all a business, like, I don't need to talk to you. Like, if this is about our daughter, that's one thing, but that's that.
Like, literal business transaction.
Yeah.
Does your daughter know that you were on TV? Like, does she understand? Because I know she's young. She's like 4
She'll
or 5.
be 6 in June.
Okay.
I know.
So does she like understand that you've been on TV?
She does, because she'll see, like, there was a commercial for FabFitFun I did. My mom saw, and she like saved it on Twitter or whatever. And so she showed that to her. And then when I was on First Look, I was a travel show that I did for 2 years. And so I show her some clips of that. Like, I was a mermaid in one episode. And, you know, there's fun things. So I show her, and she's like, but Mommy, I want to be on there with you. Like, that's not fair. And I was like, oh my goodness, she's got it. It's in her blood.
Yeah. No, I think so. Like, you just know when you see a kid that is like, they have it. My son wants a YouTube channel. I'm like, no, not right now.
Yeah, what is this?
I don't
YouTube?
know. I think more people are watching TikTok and YouTube than like cable anymore and like streams. Yeah. You know?
All we watch is Disney Plus, YouTube, and Netflix.
It's crazy. Well, and I'm like, I just feel like cable, there's such an emphasis on cable, but people just aren't paying for it anymore.
I know. I need to cancel mine, actually.
I don't have cable and internet at home. I just built a house, and they told me it was like thousands of dollars to build a tower to like have cable and internet. So I was like, I'm just not going to do it. Like, my kids are fine. We'll use, my boyfriend lives, we share a driveway, so his house is next to mine. And
wait, that's so cool.
It's really weird.
How did you guys meet?
Literally being neighbors.
Oh my gosh.
So he runs his cable line to my house, so I use his internet.
Wait, that's literally kind of amazing.
Yeah, it worked out really nicely, and I don't think I could have planned it out better, but
yeah, that's ideal.
Yeah, it's like perfect, and you can go to your house when we feel like we need a break, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's I love that. My kids, they don't really love being on reality TV. They like more so TikTok and YouTube.
YouTube. My daughter too she wants her own YouTube channel, and I'm like, well.
And part of me is like, you know, that would be cool, but like, I don't know where the line is, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to, especially you being in the public eye for so long, like, I don't know.
I know. Well, and it's like, do you want to expose them that young?
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But then you see them anyways. Kira, my daughter, will take my phone. She's like, Mommy, give me your phone. And then later I watch the videos, and she's like,
she probably does a great job.
So today we're going to go do this. Da, 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 da. She's walking around. I'm like, wow.
She does a great job. You're like, maybe she could do this. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you have any advice for listeners who may be single moms and also entrepreneurs? Because I feel like that is such a hard we don't get enough credit.
It's really hard.
It's so hard.
Being a mom, a single mom, is a 24/7 job, and then also having a career and balancing the two is really hard. And for me, I'm very fortunate because I have my family that lives close,
Right.
so they help me a lot with Kira. But and then I have friends that don't, and they have a nanny or someone.
Right.
So it's all about balancing and kind of making it work. You can't burn yourself out, but and you can't overwhelm yourself, because then the stress sometimes, you don't take it out on your kids, but you could ignore them, or you're listening, but your mind isn't there and you're not present.
Yeah.
So
I struggle with that.
Yeah, I do too sometimes. But if you remind yourself, and I always put my phone down. So sometimes
That's so hard.
It's
That's
so
so
hard. And my agents will be like, Audrina, you're not on Instagram enough. Like, you need to post this. I'm like, I can't be on my phone all day. Like, when I'm with my daughter, I'm with her.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not the type to film myself all day. That's just not who I am or
Yeah.
I've been. So that's a challenge for me too. But it's really I write everything out, my weekly schedule, what I have going on, and it's all about planning.
Yeah. I fly by the seat of my pants. Is that how the saying goes? Fly by the, at all times. So I have 4 boys, and I find myself just not. Sometimes I'm like thinking about work, and I should be present with my kids, but I can't, because our jobs as entrepreneurs, we can't just
shut off. Yeah.
Because our phone, our social media, they're all jobs. So I think it's so hard. And when people ask me, I'm like, I don't know. I just do it.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And you also, there is no answers sometimes. You adapt to it, and you naturally figure out how to do it.
Right. It's complicated. But.
Yeah, there's no rules of this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
It's for each his own, and it just happens.
And I struggle with moms who say, they talk about how easy it is that I don't have a 9 to 5. Do people ever? I feel like in LA things are just not. You don't expect people to have a 9 to 5 here, right?
Yeah.
It's kind of like people just work and you don't really question it. But I feel like maybe on the East Coast or where I'm from, it's you don't work a 9 to 5, so you don't actually work. Your job is so easy. Do you face that at all?
I do sometimes, but they also don't understand everything else that we have to go through because we don't have a 9 to 5. It's
right.
There's so much more to it than just you get to travel, or you just get to go do photo shoots and this and that. It's you want to switch places for a day and then tell me what you think.
Yeah. No, because I think they're equally hard.
Yeah.
They're just different.
Yeah. Exactly.
I'm giving up time to be here with my kids, my kids are back home. I'm here for the week. I have to work, and then I don't get to see my kids. So it's there's trade-offs with every job, though. I don't think that's just me.
I know, and it's so hard. Sometimes when I was filming The Hills and I had to drive up to LA a lot, I had to leave Kira, and my mom would watch her, and she loves her grandparents, so it wasn't too hard, but she'd always FaceTime me and be like, "Mommy, I miss you though. Please come home." I'm like, "Mommy's working." She's like, "Why do you have to work?" And
right.
Well, do you want
food on your
house?
table?
Do you want toys? Do you want food? Mommy has to work, so we have nice things, and this is what you do when you get older. But it's explaining to them
they
so
don't get it.
They don't.
My youngest, not my youngest son, my second son, he didn't want me to come out here, and I was like, I have to work. I have to. What do you think? How do you think I get by?
And then the mom guilt settles in. And you're
yeah.
Oh, I feel so bad right now.
I can't. Do people ever ask you when you're gonna have another one?
Always.
And you're like, keep my uterus out of your business.
I know. I mean, I do want another 1 or 2.
Yeah.
I just want to I want to meet the right person.
Totally.
And I've learned a lot from my past relationships.
For sure.
So I'm not going to settle.
Right. As you shouldn't.
And the next man I meet will be the one forever. And I want it's not like I'm dating for myself anymore. It's I have a daughter now.
Yeah.
It's someone that fits in with both of us.
Would you date someone that has kids?
Yes.
You would? You'd be open-minded?
I'd be open to it.
Would you keep it private? Would you post? Would you?
I've thought about that. I think at this point, I would probably keep it private.
Yeah.
Just because from the past, everybody gets so in your business, and then it becomes this Instagram thing, oh, they didn't post, or they must be in a fight, or they're posting. It's just calm down.
Yeah, for sure. I always just said that when I get a ring on my finger, I'll post them.
Yes, I like that.
We'll keep it private until then, but even then you might not get like it might be the back of his head.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like some things, especially being in the limelight and when everyone knows everything about you and your life and the ups and downs, it's like I value privacy now so much because I don't get a lot of that. So even moving back to Orange County is nice because I'm like in my little corner again.
Yeah.
But it's nice. And with my daughter and the next man I meet, like you said, until I have a ring on my finger and it's solid and it's, it's pure
Real.
love and real and forever, like then things will change.
Have you experienced people trying to date you because of who you are, do you think?
In the past, yeah.
Is that hard?
It used to be hard because I think that's why I would always go back to exes because they were safe and I knew them and they knew me and they weren't using me and I wasn't using them. But yeah, I got very good looking men that would be like, hey, let's just film, like, I'll be your boyfriend on the show. And, it was stuff like that. But then it kind of messed with me in a way where the trust, like, who can I trust? What's real and what's not real? Like, do you really like me or do you like being invited to all this stuff that I get invited to? Yeah, what I come with.
I think that it has been really hard just dating in the public eye. It's like, do you like me or what I have?
Exactly.
What I do. It's weird. Do people still ask you about Justin Bobby?
Always.
Do you ever get sick of it?
I'm so used to it now. It's
like second nature almost.
Yeah. I mean, Justin and I have known each other for so long. We still talk from time to time. I went to see his he's still in a band. Okay. So I went to see his band I don't know, when was it? Like maybe 6 or 7 months ago.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. So we stay in touch.
Right.
And, he was a part of my life for so long. I met him before The Hills and I brought him onto the show. So he's known me off and on the show a lot. So
okay. So he knows the real Audrina.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I feel like, from what I saw on the show, you guys went through it. So you kind of have been through.
We went through a lot together.
Yeah.
On and off camera.
Oh.
But there's always love. We always have love for each other. So
are you binge watching any shows right now? Do you have time to watch shows right now?
YouTube I feel like I watch all kids stuff, but I have binge watched The Vikings Valhalla and The Last Kingdom. I am obsessed.
Are they on Netflix?
They're on Netflix. Okay. So I get Kira to sleep and then I stay up till 2 or 3 binge watching these shows. Like 3 or 4 hours of sleep, but it's worth it.
I literally have to schedule in my time to watch TV because my kids take over the TV and we have sports and everything else. But I started watching How to Get Away with Murder, which is old.
I haven't seen
It's
that
a couple years old, but it's on Netflix. It's like Law and Order type of vibe.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like a drama, but I started that on Christmas and I still haven't finished it. So it's been 5 months and
but you have 4 kids.
Yeah, so it's a little hard. And whenever I hook up Hot Neighbors cable to my house and I can use the internet to watch it. So it just is.
So you have to call him and be like, hey, can you hook up the cables?
And he's like, okay, hold on. But it's and then I watched the first 2 episodes of Selling Sunset.
Okay, I've watched. So Adam DeVello, who did
he also did the Sunset.
Yes, and when I watched it, I was like, he used the same formula from the old Hills with Selling Sunset.
I think I picked up on that.
It's very similar.
It is.
Yeah.
And do you know any of those girls?
No.
No. Okay. I didn't know. I feel like everyone in Hollywood and LA know each other.
No. I mean, I've ran into them at events and stuff.
Right.
But, we didn't have a conversation or anything.
But yeah, no, when I saw Adam DeVella on the credits, I was like, wait a minute. And then I went back to The Hills and I was like, okay. But it is very similar.
Yeah. He had a very specific formula that he used that works. And that was our biggest problem, I think, on The Hills New Beginnings. There was all these new people and they didn't get it. So we were all a little frustrated because we were so used to that. Mm-hmm. But I understand they wanted something new and different, but it worked.
Don't fix something that's not broken. If it worked, then just let it rock.
I know.
I went on Heidi and Spencer's podcast a couple years ago.
How is that?
They're very interesting.
I
They're
know.
very
I love
interesting.
Heidi's fun.
Yeah, they're very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, yeah. They are very interesting.
I love the hummingbird thing
Mhm.
that Spencer was doing on Snapchat, and I was like, okay, like, so he was teaching me how to do that, but I never did it. I never like
Oh,
fed the hummingbirds or anything.
yeah, it's really cool that he could do that.
Yeah, I mean, one with nature, I guess, right?
Yeah, I know.
I love it though. Okay, so let's see what else we got on here. I have to tell you, I was looking through your Instagram, and you had this one outfit because I feel like I'm trying to find my style, right? Like I don't know who Kail is outside of being a mom, and I was scrolling through your Instagram, and you had this like lime green outfit on,
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
and I was like, this is it. Who did this? Like, did you do this? And then you tagged the stylist.
Joey Tierney.
Obsessed.
Yeah.
Like, do you just like go to your stylist and you're like, these are the looks I like, or like, what do? You just
So, luckily for me, I have known Joey. She's one of my best friends. I've known her for like 15 years.
Okay.
We met on a shoot a long, long time ago,
Mhm.
and we became best friends. So she's not she styles a lot of men
okay.
and certain celebrities now.
Okay.
And we're the same size.
Okay.
So whenever I need to wear something,
She
I
lets you
literally
borrow.
I go right to her
I
closet.
love that. That's perfect.
So it works, but she dressed me for that. That was for a Good Morning America.
Oh my god, I need to pull it
segment.
up. I was obsessed. I don't have like a style. Like I don't know. Like
Yeah.
I don't know.
So one thing that is fun that you can do too is like the monochromatic. So you wear like the same colored tones. So like
Okay.
where everything's like green, or like the other day I wore like these high-waisted kind of rusty yellow sweats, but then I had a really pretty soft yellow top. Yeah, look at that.
I'm just I
I remember
love it.
Justin saw me and he was like, "What are you, Ivy?" And I was like, "What?"
I love it.
Or poison ivy, because she was all green. I'm like, I guess it is kind of like poison ivy.
No, I loved it. I literally showed my assistant and I was like, I need to reach out to this stylist. I don't know who
Yeah,
this
I
is,
mean, you
but
can totally reach out to Joey. She's
gosh.
amazing.
But I just don't. You have such like a great like I love it. I think it's like edgy, but like you also have like the girly.
See, that's what I like. Girly,
Yeah.
that beachy. I'm very beachy and
Yeah.
boho, but girly. But
Yeah.
I love the edgy.
Yeah. No,
So-
actually I think we know somebody that's like mutual who also has that same kind of style. Her name is Krista.
Oh, Krista Ellen. Krista Ellen. Krista.
What's her
She was
last
on
name?
Revenge. Her last name's Ellen.
No, I don't think it's her.
Because
Let me show
Joey,
you her.
so me, Krista, Joey, like we're all really good friends.
Okay, I don't think Krista Allen. I think it's another Krista, but she has a
Hmm.
similar like edgy style to you. And I was like, I just don't know how like
You just like,
figure it out.
I mean,
I just
I'll help you.
like hold on, we'll
have
style
we'll have a shopping day.
Yeah, I love that. No, I it's so different here. Like you just anything goes and you don't get judged. You feel like that?
Yeah,
Like you
well,
could wear
that's-
anything.
Especially in LA.
Yeah.
Because it's so diverse, which I
Right.
love. And you
Mhm.
could wear pajamas and go to eat.
Nobody
And like
cares.
throw some heels on with some sweats and you're good. And even in Orange County, it's a little more laid back and
Mhm.
more beachy. So I get stuck in that where I'm always in flip flops, sandals,
Right.
jeans, and a t shirt
Yeah.
or workout clothes every day.
Yeah, like athleisure.
Yeah, so to be honest, I have not went shopping in a while.
I think COVID really just did me in. I don't want to go shopping and try on clothes, so I'm
Neither
just
do
like
I. And then you don't want to order online because
doesn't always fit right.
Yeah.
Ugh, I hate it, but I'm working on it. I'm gonna work on my style this year. I turned 30 last month, so I'm gonna
Okay.
work on my style. You know?
Yeah, and 30s are fun.
I
I'm
hope so.
36, and I feel like my 30s so far are way better than my 20s.
Everyone says that.
Yeah.
And everyone said the sex is gonna be good, so I'm excited for that. I don't know, but
I know.
it's been a long time. So
Yeah,
do you feel like motherhood has changed your style at all?
not really.
No.
I mean, yeah, not really.
No.
Kira, I always, my daughter goes to a private school,
Mhm.
so I can't show my midriff when I
Okay,
drop her
okay.
at school. So that has changed.
Yeah.
But we're always by the water, the pool, or like,
Yeah.
it's just, I am who I am. And I think, yeah, I guess I've never really dressed too provocative
Right.
or in any way that I would change.
Right.
Um, yeah.
Does she have a similar style to you think?
Yeah, she has a cute
I
style.
love that.
She loves, well, right now, they go, well, you have all boys.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But they still go through like their phases. Like they
Okay.
go through, especially my oldest, he's 12.
Is he into shoes?
He is very specific about his shoes.
Okay.
So I don't know if your
It's
daughter's
such a
the same.
boy thing, I
So
think.
weird. My second son was like, now I want Yeezys. And I'm like, you're 8, so no. Like,
Oh
we're
my
not
God.
getting them. Definitely not. But yeah, they go through the phases of like what they like. And
Yeah. I know. Kira is, she's just like me.
yeah.
And even my mom, she'll see her and she's like, you look just like your mom.
Aw. Would you do
So-
like a mommy and me collab?
Yes. So I actually have a few bathing suits that her and I have that match. So
Okay.
we're always kind of matching.
Oh, you should do
And
do
that.
your own like mommy and me line.
I know. That would
be so
fun.
cute.
That's
People
a
would
good
love that.
idea. I'd love that.
I would love that. I mean, I don't have a girl, but that would be cute.
Yeah, girls are fun. I mean, and she wears a uniform, but when she's not going to school, she's very specific. So I don't buy her clothes anymore. We have to go shopping together
Because she wants to tell you what
yeah,
she wants.
and if I buy her something really cute and kind of expensive and she doesn't like it, she will not wear it.
Don't you? Where do they get these personalities?
don't
You're
know.
just like, you're 5. You don't
Just
get to.
put the dress on.
I don't even. My 4-year-old, he is so particular about what he wears. He does not want me to pick out his outfits. He wants to wear what he wants to wear. And I got to a point where I'm like, I'm not going to change him to make him match.
Yeah.
Because he likes what he likes, and that's it.
That's what I did with her. I'd let her wear her princess dresses to dinner.
Whatever.
And to the grocery store. I'm like, whatever. You're only this age
For
once,
so
so
long.
wear whatever you want to wear.
Yeah, no, I love that. My third one's my wild card. So if you end up having more children, just look out for the second and third because
That's what I
they're
hear.
spitfires, both of
Yeah.
them. They're my middle ones. But what are your favorite fashion trends, if you have any right now? Have you seen
Gosh.
like the jewels on your face, like from Euphoria? Everyone's doing like the jewels on their
Yeah.
face.
I feel like that's very Coachella. I saw a lot of that
Okay.
at Coach. Well, I didn't go, but I saw the
Right.
photos. I feel like being a mom, like I'm not even into the fashion world
At
right
all.
now at all. But I always stick to the basics
Yeah.
that I know work on me,
Mhm.
and I always try to buy simple things that I can mix and match.
Yeah.
Because I've learned when I buy one expensive dress or top that is very patterned, I wear it once or twice and then it's
just-
gone. That's it.
I feel
And-
weird when I post things on Instagram and then I can't post them again.
Yeah, that too.
I hate it because I'm like, I
know.
really love this, but if it gets posted and then it's like an outfit repeater.
Well, that's what we did on the show too. Like,
Oh no.
and some of the episodes wouldn't air, and we're like, wait, is that going to air or not? Because that was expensive. Like, that's a
I want to
waste
wear it
of an
again.
outfit.
Yeah. I always struggle with that. I'm like, if I buy like a new outfit or something, I don't want to like wear it to the wrong thing and then nothing. Then I just wasted an outfit,
Yeah,
Like if it doesn't
yeah.
get posted or it doesn't go anywhere,
Yep.
but then like, can I wear it again? Can I not?
I know. I'm right there. So I know your question. I'm like, I don't really know. But I have seen the little sparkles. I don't know if I would do that.
I said I was going to do it while I was in LA just for shock factor, like just to see like what people would say to me. But I don't think in LA anyone would say anything to me.
No, it's expected. Like, I think that they would love it.
I think they would love it. I don't. I'm gonna go back home with jewels on my face, and people are gonna be like, "Where did you come from?"
I know. I mean, I do like all the, like, I had my hair really pink for a while.
I saw that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love changing my hair.
Okay. I mean, I feel like because that you can change it.
Yeah.
Like piercings or like permanent things you can't change. So
I know.
your hair is a good way to do it. I just
Yeah.
cut all my hair off, and it felt so
it looks
good.
healthy and
Yeah,
bouncy.
I feel like it was a good. I just needed a change.
Something new. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
cut the
Whenever
dead
I
ends
need change, I always change my hair.
Yeah, it's like a woman's thing. I don't know.
I
It's so
know.
weird. I tried to go brown one time. That was the worst thing I ever did.
You look so good with the blonde, but it's kind of like a softer brown blonde. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not-
But I
yeah.
went like dark brown, and I was like, "This, we should never do this again."
Really? I feel like it would look good on you because your
I know.
eyes would pop. But
I don't know.
I do. So I want one of my other best friends, Brianna.
Mhm.
She lives like 10 minutes from me. She does my hair.
Oh, cool.
So we are always at each other's house, and she does my daughter's hair, gave her bangs. But we already have like what I'm going to do in the summer. We have it all planned out. So we like gradually like transition
Right.
into that.
Mhm.
So I want to go dark again.
Okay.
Because it's
I think
been
that'll
a
look good.
minute.
Yeah.
But I don't want to go super dark like Old Hills.
Right.
That was too dark.
I don't know. I feel
I
like
need dimension.
yeah. I think that's like the thing now. right? Like the dimension. 'Cause
Yeah.
before it was just like when we were
Solid.
younger, solid colors. That's
Oh,
it.
yeah.
There was no melting or whatever they call it
Yeah,
now.
the ombre.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's now what I do. I'll go 6 months without getting my hair done. As
Yeah.
long as I have darkish roots, I could just let it grow.
Yeah. Girls are such high maintenance. I don't even know. Like, men have no idea how lucky they have it.
But men are starting to get
Botox.
Yeah,
and
brotox.
Bro.
You know?
Brotox.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've seen on this Instagram account, like, they're even getting their butts injected. And
Their butts?
And their pecs.
No way.
Oh, yes.
In LA?
Men are. Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
I did tell my boyfriend he could use a little Dysport in his forehead. Just a little.
I mean, I think it's maintenance. As long as they don't get so into it where they start to look different.
Their butts, though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I know that's like the trend with all the girls now.
Yeah, of course.
The
But the
women.
boys doing it. And I mean, I guess the pecs, I could
it's
understand.
The video I saw, it's like the hip dips the guy had, and they were injecting it to like make it bigger, like rounder. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know girls do, but
I
why
don't know
are
if
guys
I like that.
doing
It's
it?
a double standard. I don't think I could.
No,
Oh.
that's a big no for me.
My boyfriend pours concrete all day, so I don't think that he will. I hope he doesn't. He's not going to like that.
No, I think maybe it's just a certain kind of guy.
Okay. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Would you date someone
a
that had-
metro?
Yeah,
no, I
no.
would not.
Mm-mm.
I like a manly man. I know
Okay.
I've dated guys that were kind of metro in the
Right.
past, but
Mhm.
like I like a guy that's not afraid to get dirty.
Right.
He's a little rugged,
Yeah,
but good
same.
looking.
Yes.
Like-
Have you watched Selling Sunset at all?
Yes.
Have you seen Micah on there?
Which one's Micah?
Micah is the contractor that I think Emma talks to with like the houses that he's building. He's
Oh.
very good looking, and he's
Okay.
like rough around to the edges just enough,
Uh-huh.
but like also like gets his hands dirty, builds the houses,
Yeah.
but like also like takes
Takes
care of himself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, and he's not even really my type, but he's so good looking. I'm like, that is literally the perfect man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I honestly have not dated in so long. It's been 2 years. Like on the show, I went on the
Yeah.
date with Sean Stewart. That was for the show.
Right.
And then the me and Brody thing, we never dated. So like I
you
haven't
date
been on like Brody's like one of my best friends.
They say it starts well when it's, friends first.
I know we've been friends for a long
He
time.
doesn't have kids, does he?
No, but we've always had the conversation where it's like we don't want to cross that line to ruin our friendship because
Okay.
we value and respect each other so much.
Mm-hmm.
We've kissed before, but we've never taken it to that
Right,
point.
right.
So I don't know. Never say never, but
But probably not.
I don't know. I don't know.
Like, maybe after
Brody's,
this podcast.
I know. I don't know. He's always, and I talk to him about give him advice. He gives me advice.
Right.
But, and him and Frankie are trying to like set me up with someone. I'm like, I'm almost done healing. My heart's almost there.
Mhm.
But I have to like finish my healing process before I can make time for someone to go on dates. And I don't want to just date anyone.
Right.
'Cause You get
You
it.
wanna
It's
date
like
with
you
intention.
have your kids.
Yeah. And you don't want to give up time with your kids to just date random.
No.
So you wouldn't get on Raya.
This is a conversation we had. I was going through Brody's Raya, helping him. I've never been on any dating sites.
Me neither. I've never.
I don't think I can.
I
Can
just
you?
don't. Well, I'm very awkward. So like going to dinner with someone sounds very like, what do you do? You eat and you talk? Like, I just don't know if I could do it.
Yeah.
Like, I need to do something. I don't know.
I'm like that too. I'd rather,
Like, go do something
an
else.
activity, go to a
Yeah.
show. Or
Yeah.
I like that entertainment value, but
Yeah.
like still being able to talk and I
So
don't
no
know.
Raya.
No, I don't think so. I'd rather go, which here's my biggest problem right now is I don't go out enough.
Okay.
I am like in full mom mode right now. And even my mom's like, Audrina, how are you going to meet someone if you never do anything?
Yeah.
She's like, I will watch Kira once a week. Bring her here. You're allowed to go out.
Of
I'm like,
course.
you get stuck in a rut,
Yeah.
like this mom rut. So
Oh.
that's
well,
what
I
I'm
hope
working
you find
on.
someone.
Thank you.
You need to definitely take care of yourself so that you can get out there.
Right? It's
Yeah.
time. It's time.
2 years is a good time. I mean, even if you needed more time, that's fine. Everyone's on their own pace,
Yeah.
right?
I'm open to going on dates. And
Yeah.
if I meet the right one, we'll see. But
Perfect man. Describe him.
a man with integrity.
Okay.
and dignity and self-respect, loyalty, respect for me, a sense of humor, loves music, is spontaneous. I can give you a list.
So there's none of these things were like looks. I love that. It was all like qualities.
Yes.
Okay.
I've dated for looks and it didn't go
work
very
out.
well.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a really good
But you still have to be attracted to them.
Yeah.
You know, there has to be chemistry.
I mean, maybe you'll get a neighbor and you'll start dating him like I started dating mine.
I know. How did that work? You got lucky.
So weird. I just don't even know how that happened, but maybe that'll
Wait,
that'll
that's
happen
something like from a TV show.
It should be a Lifetime movie. I don't know.
Yeah, totally.
So, is there anything that you want to plug before we go? Your book Choices is coming out July 26th.
Yes, my book Choices is coming out July 26th. I talk a lot about the hills, my past relationships, basically everything that everyone's kind of wanted to know that I've never opened up about. It's in the book. And just some advice from the choices I've made, and for all the girls out there that are looking for advice or just the how-tos. How did I do this? How did I do that? It's all in the book. So I'm a little nervous, but I'm excited.
You should be excited.
Yeah, I hope that it helps someone out there.
It will. And you can get it on anywhere you can, like Amazon.
Yeah,
Barnes & Noble?
Amazon. If there's a link on my website that you can go to, but it'll be available a lot of places.
We'll plug it on the
and there's
the description.
You can pre-order too.
Okay, it's already up for pre-order?
Yeah, it's
okay,
already
perfect.
up.
So
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming on Barely Famous.
Thank you. This was fun.
Yeah.